Everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a really cute little turkey sculpture. Well, remember that a sculpture is different from a painting or a drawing because it is 3D. You can look at it all the way around. We are going to be making these little turkey sculptures with a special kind of clay called Model Magic. So the first step when you get your Model Magic is you're going to work it around into a nice ball. Some people like to roll the ball between their hands like this. Some people like to roll it on the table. Some people like to go from side to side. Whatever works for you to make a nice ball. Then, once you have the ball, we need to make the definition between the turkey's body and his head. So to do that, they don't have a very skinny neck. So what you're going to do is sort of go like this and make sort of the A-OK sign with your finger and your thumb. And you're going to go right around like this. See how I'm not way up at the top and I'm not way down at the bottom. I'm sort of a little above the middle, and I'm just squeezing gently with my hands, just gently. I'm not squeezing too hard. If I squeeze too hard right away, I can put it back into a ball if I need to. But I want to just squeeze and kind of gently turn it around until I get a little bit of a head and a body. Then, once that's finished, I need to decide how I want my turkey to be standing. Do I want him to be sort of leaning forward like this turkey is? Or would I like him to be more upright, sitting up like this? So it doesn't matter, but whichever way you want to do it, you want to tap the clay on the table a little bit to make a little bit of a flat area where he can sit. So I'm going to have this one sit a little bit upright, maybe leaning a little forward like this. There's really not a right or a wrong way to do that, but I do want to make it so he doesn't roll over. Then, once that part is finished, I'm going to put it on top of my piece of paper, and I'm going to make it brown with some paint. This kind of paint is called Tempera Cakes. And to use it, we need to use some water. So you're going to take your brush, swish it around in the water, and with the wet brush, really swish around and around and around and around to get that paint activated onto the brush. If it's too dry, I can get a little more water, swish it around and around and around. And now we're going to paint our turkey's body brown. Now we don't want to have this super wet because we want this step to dry so that we can make the rest of our turkey today. So you don't need a lot of water, but you just want enough that your paint can spread all over your turkey. It's okay if it gets on this paper. That's what the paper is there for. You might want to roll it gently around. I can get a little bit more paint. And again, I'm not going to get too much water on this. I just want sort of a thin layer. And it doesn't have to be a perfect coat either. You might get a little on your fingers, that's okay. But once you get all of the white covered, you don't need to cover the bottom, but once you paint all of the part that's showing, then you're going to move it kind of onto a dry area of your paper to dry while we watch the directions for the next step. Your brush goes right in your water. And then I want you to just sit back, and I'm going to show you the next step next. Okay, now that we are back, our turkey has dried a little bit. It still might be a little wet, but that's okay. The next thing you're going to do without touching your turkey is you're going to get all of the pieces that you need to make your turkey ready. So I've made up these little trays that will help, and it even has some numbers. So we need to get ready with our counting skills today because you're going to look at the number and you're going to need to get that many of that thing. So this has a number 3. So I need to take 1, 2, 3 orange pieces. I need to take how many red? 1 red piece. How many eyes? 2 eyes. And how many big feathers? 4 big feathers. Now this, you can choose some of the same, you can choose 4 different colors. It's up to you. I think I'll choose 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, the next thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to start to assemble your turkey. Now, to assemble it together, what you're going to need to do is you're going to start with where your turkey's face is going to be. Now, the orange pieces, the reason on your little tray it has a little V next to the orange one is because you're going to take each orange pipe cleaner and just bend it to make a V. Some of them are already bent, but if yours are not, you want to just bend them like this. And then these are going to make the feet and the beak of my turkey. So my beak is going to go right in his face. Now the thing is the ends of these are a little bit pointy, so those are the part you're going to stick right in and then push with your finger until the beak is right in. If you get some of the brown paint on your hands, again, it's not a big deal. We will wash our hands afterwards. Then the red is going to make the little waddle on the turkey. So you're going to take the red piece and push it right in next to the beak so that it makes that little piece that hangs down called a waddle. The eyes are going to get pressed right in. Now the eyes are a little tricky to pick up, but you want to pick it up and just push it in with my finger. See how I'm just pressing it in? I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm pressing just enough in that as this clay dries, it will hold the eyes in place. When that's finished, I'm ready for my feet. Now my 2 feet, remember, they look just like the beak. They're bent into a V shape, and they're going to get stuck not underneath because it wouldn't stand up on this, but we want our little feet just peeking out from underneath our turkey's body. See how they're just peeking out? So to do that, I'm going to just push them in one here and one here. And now I have my turkey, I just need my feathers. The next step is to take my feathers, and you can be a little creative with where you put your feathers, and you want to press them all the way in so that the sharp point end is all the way into the clay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you can choose as many as you want, really, of these fluffy turkey feathers. So you can choose a few, and you could put them in between the big feathers. You could make a pattern of colors if you wanted to. Same thing, these have a little bit of a hard end, and that's the part I'm going to stick right in to the clay to make my turkey. I might make a little blue tail feather on him even. And when I'm all finished with my turkey, I'm going to leave it right on the paper. I'm going to push it towards the center of my table, and then I can go to free draw. So I hope you have a lot of fun with this turkey. Remember, you're going to start and make your turkey, and we're going to paint it, and then we will add all of these fun details.